going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. In this video I thought I would just go over a few of the things I've done on the S15 while I've not been showing it on YouTube, so that we can get caught up, and I might actually put a few things on YouTube from what I've recorded, maybe in this video, maybe not. It's mainly to do with the engine bay, because I've done a few things since you last saw it. If I've got some clips of what it looked like before, I'm going to show that right now. I really wanted to give it a refresh, because if you didn't know, this is a S15 Spec S, and it's a running project car, because number one, it runs, touch wood, and it's really fun to drive. And number two, it just means that I can improve things as I go along, and that's mainly the biggest part of the fun when you do have a project car, or like a new car that you like to do up and modify. It means that you can literally just do it up as you go along and enjoy that whole process, which is what I have really been enjoying, especially with this S15, because it's been one of my dream cars. I bought literally the entry-level S15, and I've done everything myself to it, and it's been the most fun I've ever had with a car. So without further ado, I'm going to show you guys a few things which I have done. Number one, starting off, is I painted the rocker cover. Now with the rocker cover, I didn't know which color to do, and it's not picking up very well because it's kind of a bit dirty, and the lighting and the fact it's early, but it is white. I didn't know what color to do it. I thought that if I was doing it any other color, it might look a bit tacky. If I did it red, if I did it blue, I didn't know what color to paint it. However, I went with white to match the body, and because there's a few accents which we'll get to in a second around the engine bay at the moment, which is like silver and blue and then more blue and then black, I didn't want to overdo it with the rocker cover, so I went with white. I filmed the whole process on, it's a bit dirty, see, like it's a bit dirty. I went with white. Keep it simple, keep it clean, classy, kind of. I brushed the raised logoing so that you could see that it was Nissan twin cam 16, you know, just make it look a little bit nicer, kind of OEM plus in a way. I filmed all of this on my Instagram, so I am going to show this process in a second in this video, but if you wanted to watch the shorter form content version of it, then it's on my Instagram as well. That's essentially the rocker cover. It took a whole day to do, and multiple layers and a lot of elbow grease, but it was really fun to do it. Does it look 100% amazing? No, it was my first time doing it. However, it was a really good lesson, and sometimes the best lessons, especially with working on cars, is doing it, figuring it out. If you do it wrong or not the best, then you learn for next time and know what to do next time. So following along with the rocker cover, I went and did some upgraded like dress up bolts, so you can see it's dirty. These dress up bolts, they weren't too expensive, maybe about 50-60 pounds, just because the old ones, I mean, here is the old one. I kept this one in because it didn't really fit in the middle, so I kept the central one because it went along with the blacks, but the ones around the edges are all nice and new. So they're all shiny, keeping in track with everything else going on in the engine bay. Now, obviously, another new piece is this Nismo oil cap, which I love. I obviously love anything Nismo, and it was just a nice little finishing piece which I wanted to do. A little bit of bling in the engine bay, so now when you look at it, it just looks a lot nicer. Now, there is a main bit here which you might be like, whoa, what is that? That's kind of a bit different. And but there's two things like that which I haven't addressed yet. They have been really, really cool pieces and stuff that I wanted for a long time. I didn't know which one I wanted to get for one of them, and then the other one was really hard to get. It's quite expensive, but there's a story behind it. So this is an ARC or arc brazing intake, magic intake chamber. It doesn't have the like sticker on here because obviously these are like pixie dust. They're so hard to find. It's got a bit of condensation on because I'm filming this early morning, and they are really hard to find, but they add like a real cool bit of like wow factor in your engine bay, because if you just look at this, it just looks really nice. Nothing too over the top, but something that says this is a nice staple piece. It's like a sort of big old spotlight in the engine bay now, which is really cool, and not many people have these, so it's quite cool to have in there. It does add a tiny little bit of sound. It's mainly for the looks, if anything, and as you can see here, like with the fan control, I can't like plug it in there. Everyone has this issue, so I've just bolted it in as best as I can. Doesn't look the best, please ignore that for now. We are working on it, like I said, running project car. And then in addition to that, we have a very bougie Nismo coupler, and this is official Nismo. I got it from Trust Kikaku. I get a lot of my stuff from Trust Kikaku, along with these Gredy Jubilee clips. In England we call them Jubilee clips, but because they were like old and not rusted, but they were like kind of oxidizing a bit, they were just normal, like, you know, metal color. So I went for these black ones to take away from, you know, like too much silver going on. So tried to get the Gredy in the right places, but these ones I accidentally put them upside down, and it was quite tight to get it on there. So I decided not to take it off and then redo it, because this whole bit up front is super tight. But yeah, I love this piece. A good friend of mine, he sold this to me for a very good price. Thank you, Drew. You're a legend. He also gave me my new transmission, which we will talk about in another video. I also have this this piece, another little bit of like glam, kind of like sparkle. The Japanese word for that, by the way, is pika pika. So if you wanted to know, a little bit of pika pika in the engine bay. But moving on from the radiator cap, we got this bad boy. Now this was one which is a little bit different. I don't know how many of you guys have seen this piece, but I love this thing. It's made such a difference to the driving experience alone and to the sound of the overall car. This is a Blitz intake. I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's Blitz. It's essentially got a metal aluminium shroud around it, and it's a metal filter, so you clean it out once every 5,000 kilometers, and it makes this really cool induction sound. I'll try and put in a clip right now so you can hear it. So you get the gist of it. That sounds a lot better than what it did stock, and added with this, it just gets this real nice rumble and echo sound, and it also changes the sound of the exhaust. The engine bay just looks so much cooler and so much nicer. Like, I don't feel ashamed to pop my bonnet up and prop it up at like a Cars and Coffee or something now. Like, it's kind of like, this is kind of cool. And by the way, I did keep this shroud, this intake, because on my C West front bumper, I know it needs a clean, I'm sorry guys. On my C West front bumper, it has this cutout, not only to get this latch, but to feed air in, because this is the stock location for the air intake, and it actually feeds into my air intake. And now there is another one down here, which feeds from through here, I believe, and the wheel well, which also feeds cold air to the intake. Obviously, it would be nice to have like some sort of shroud here, like to block it off from like the hot air, but it doesn't get too hot. I mean, it's NA. So that's pretty much it. I know this isn't the longest video, and I do have more plans for the future with everything on this car, but for now I'm really happy with where it is at, the progress that I've made. And if you compare it to even just a year ago, this looks like a totally different car, and I'm just really enjoying the process of, you know, doing a modification and enjoying that modification for a while, and then when I feel like I need something else, or, you know, I'm not quite happy with something, I then go and upgrade it in that moment. And that is one of the joys of this, and then figuring it out. And it's just been a pleasure to work on it. I am going to do my best to film it more for you guys, but there's more of that to come. So I thought I'd put up this little video, this little talk on what it is I've done, a tiny little update. Obviously there's plenty more to talk about, and if you do want to know more about the S15 or stuff on this channel, please comment down below, and I'll do everything I can to deliver and give you guys what you want. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't yet, please smash the thumbs up button and subscribe if you are new. Peace out and stay lucky.